Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a $500 million crypto heist that was so perfect, so technologically flawless, that the only way to solve it was to bring in a detective who was basically a ghost from the past.
Okay, so first, let's just wrap our heads around the number. $500 million. And we're not talking about stacks of cash in a vault somewhere. No, this is a digital fortune, pure code, which makes it incredibly hard to trace. The crew that pulled this off, led by this phantom-like figure named Long Shan, did it with absolute surgical precision. They didn't just sneak past security. They actually hijacked the police's own surveillance system and started feeding them a completely fake version of reality.
I mean, that's the nightmare question, right? How do you possibly catch criminals who can literally control what you see? The Macau police had this cutting-edge AI system, nicknamed Spice, that was supposed to be their all-seeing eye. And in an instant, the thieves turned it into their single biggest weakness.
So how in the world did they pull this off? Well, the crime itself was honestly a masterpiece of digital warfare. This wasn't just some smash and grab. It was a total takedown of modern policing technology.
The sheer audacity of this plan is what gets me. They didn't just dodge the cameras. They became the puppet masters. They fed the cops this completely fake footage of a decoy car speeding away, sending the entire police force on a wild goose chase. Meanwhile, the real thieves? They just walked away. The Spice AI was totally blind, turning them into digital ghosts. And their escape was something straight out of a movie. After getting the last piece of the crypto password, they literally jumped off a skyscraper, parachuted down to a hotel, and then used a chaotic storm of disguises to just melt into the crowd. All while their hacker Zhang was wiping every digital fingerprint they left behind before crashing the whole network.
So the police are completely outsmarted, technologically blind, and they've hit a total dead end. So they have to turn to the one thing their systems can't replicate, good old-fashioned human intuition.
They call in Agent Wong. This guy is a living legend, a true analog hero in a digital world. His career is the stuff of myth, but it's also haunted by one huge, tragic mistake from his past, the death of his partner.
And this right here, this is the whole conflict in a nutshell. The police had put all their faith in this supposedly unhackable AI, Spice. But the second it was compromised, and it was, they were completely lost. Wong, on the other hand, he trusts his eyes and his gut, and you can't hack that.
And you will not believe how fast that old-school approach pays off. While all the tech geniuses are scratching their heads, Wong sits down, looks at the exact same footage, and within minutes, he spots every single one of the thieves. So how did he do it? He saw a tiny human mistake they all made. They all instinctively glanced up at the cameras. A subconscious tick the AI was never programmed to even look for.
So now they have faces. But here's where it gets personal. Wong realizes the ringleader, Long Shan, isn't some new player. He's a ghost from Wong's own past, a former elite agent. So Wong has to build a brand new surveillance team from the ground up to hunt him down. What follows is this incredibly tense 15-day waiting game. Wong is trying to train a bunch of rookies, including Chuo, who is actually the daughter of his partner who died. The whole thing is just filled with this intense pressure and painful memories. And it all boils over when Chua's instincts get the better of her and she almost blows the entire operation. After he has to pull her out of the fire, Wong is forced to tell her the truth about her dad. It wasn't the bad guys who got him killed. It was Wong's own impatience years ago, his own failure to stay rational. It's a brutal, painful lesson. In their line of work, one emotional mistake can be fatal. So Wong's old-school tactics start working. They track Long Shan down, and in this brilliant move, Wong plants a micro camera on him using an apple during a staged run-in. It works. It leads them right to his apartment. They set up a watch post. But then they get this chilling realization. Their own video feed is looping. The thieves are watching them. So just when it feels like the net is finally tightening, the entire operation doesn't just unravel, it explodes. The thieves, they stop running and they decide to bring the war to the police. Out of absolutely nowhere, a massive truck smashes into their surveillance van and then plows right through the front of police headquarters. But this insane act of violence, it wasn't the main event. It was a huge, loud, and perfectly executed distraction. Inside, the police station becomes a war zone. Mercenaries storm the building. They cut the power, they cut all communications, and they have one target, Wong. A bounty was put on his head.
and now his own station has been turned into a kill box.
At the exact same time, the criminal crew is just tearing itself apart. The hacker, Xiang, betrays his boss, setting Longshan up to be ambushed and killed. But Longshan is, well, he's Longshan. He survives, only to be faced with his own favorite protege, Sichuan. The fight that follows is just absolutely tragic, and it shatters their whole crew.
And while all that chaos was going on, the attack, the betrayal, the infighting, that's when the thieves pulled off their real masterstroke. See, the police thought they were protecting a CEO's $10 billion crypto account, so they moved it to their own secure server for safekeeping. Big mistake. Posing as backup cops arriving at the chaotic scene, the thieves just walked right into police headquarters and stole it from right under their noses.
The endgame from there is just a series of brutal, personal fights all over the city. First, Longshan gets his revenge on Xiang at a train station. Then we get the duel we've been waiting for, Wang versus Longshan, two old warriors in a savage fight at a tea house. And finally, it's Cho, who corners a battered and weakened Longshan on the street, finally bringing him in.
So, the mastermind is behind bars, the team is safe, it feels like a victory, right? The money is still missing, sure, but the threat seems to be over. Or so they think.
And here it is, the final jaw-dropping twist. Turns out, the hackers, Xiang and Shiwang, they had a secret third twin. This twin overheard the crypto password, and now he's unlocked that $500 million fortune, and he's using it to put a global bounty on Wang, on Chuo, and even on his own brother's former leader, Long Shan. The old guard may have won the battle, but with a massive fortune now funding their own destruction, the war might have just begun.